snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Saturday as we are facing the most important resistance level for Bitcoin, where we have confluence with the 50-day moving average and the market structural resistance at the $60,000 big even. And this is no surprise for those that were tuned into our channel yesterday. We know that we looked into the 1 hour chart, and when Bitcoin first came to test 58,300, we talked about the fact that there was a lack of sell pressure and that the likelihood that we were going to break through 58,300 was extremely high, and especially with the 4-dimensional environment like the gold to Bitcoin chart rejecting its 50-day moving average, the DXY failing to form new highs, and the S&P 500 closing the week in new all-time highs. Those are all positive puzzle pieces. And so this is an extremely important move that Bitcoin is making right now, exactly as we predicted. And for those inside of our Discord group, all of our long positions have hit profit targets. We talked about taking these long positions yesterday, and this is no surprise. We have the #1 cryptocurrency Discord group in the world and the #1 cryptocurrency community in the world. And so today what we want to talk about is the likelihood of Bitcoin continuing into price discovery. Where is the confirmation for that going to be? Because on the 6-hour chart, this is the institutional time frame. Notice how there's also confluence with this 200 period moving average. And if we get above 60,000, we are now invalidating this area as a resistance level, and we could potentially come up above the monthly open at 61,400. And really the most important resistance at this point is 61,844. And the reason I say that is the volume right now and the range that we're in is 58,300 as our major support and the $61,844 level as our major resistance. If we see any confirmations above 61,844, that could be the first sign that Bitcoin is ready to continue into price discovery. Of course, it's the weekend, so we have to take everything with a grain of salt, as things are the most manipulated when CME futures markets are closed. But at any point in time, if we come back down to 58,300 and we get below it, a second retest of this level would show some weakness, and that could potentially open the door back up to the $49,700 level. So this is going to be an extremely important weekend because we have an extremely important range to follow. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart trying to get above 75,000 Satoshis to confirm whether or not we could see some outperformance with Ethereum against Bitcoin. And notice how we've yet to cross this extremely important level despite this upside that we're seeing. And so when we look at what's happening now to Bitcoin in the smaller time frames as we're coming up towards the $60,000 level, this is going to give us some more hints as to how the buy and sell pressure is reacting to this area. Notice how in the 15-minute chart, we saw this large spike of buy pressure come in that brought Bitcoin back above 58,300 and no sellers in sight to compare to this amount of volume. And that tells me that there's potentially still more strength for this move coming into Sunday. And if we get above 60,000, that's going to be a huge win for the bulls. But what we really need to do is get above 61,844 to confirm that we could see even further price discovery, because that puts us back above the monthly open, which is just below that level at 61,300. So an extremely exciting weekend. And of course, this move to the upside has resulted in a lot of profits for altcoin trades. With Ethereum is that we're back above 43.73, and there is no resistance really above this level other than market structural resistance areas. But when it comes to volume, this was the previous all-time high. And now that we're above this level, if Bitcoin can maintain itself above 58,300, specifically if it gets above 60,000, the likelihood that we could see further highs for Ethereum above its weekly open, which is at 46.30, is going to be highly likely. And we could even potentially continue into price discovery if we see that Ethereum to Bitcoin chart get above 75,000 Satoshis. But 43.73 is the major level. If we get below 43.73, that opens the door back up to the 36.50 level as the next major downside target for Ethereum. But we've yet to come and test this level. And so at this point, Ethereum is showing some strength. And of course, the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is not necessarily invalidating any bearish macro movements, but if we get above 75,000 Satoshis, that could be that confirmation that we're going to see an outperformance there. And then the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, I want to just quickly discuss this since we're not going to go over traditional markets since they're closed today. Notice how this is showing a whole different storyline than Bitcoin, fully above the 50-day moving average right now. And so we've already conquered an extremely important level. We're already getting a wick above the monthly open. That's a very positive sign for the overall market. And if Bitcoin can see some continued upside, this chart can certainly continue further up. I appreciate each and every one of you snipers tuned into the channel. I couldn't do this without you. Remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm so we can hit 100 likes on this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Snipers.